Welcome everyone to the Upwardly Global Gala. Today, hundreds of people across the world are gathered for an international celebration of immigrants and refugees and the impact they have in our country and in our world. And I can relate deeply to this mission. I came here as a refugee when I was just a year and a half old. I am forever indebted to the incredible Americans, total strangers, who opened their hearts and homes and churches and communities to welcome my family and me to Eugene, Oregon. That's where we started all over after my parents fled Vietnam. I grew up with a deep sense of gratitude and an urgency to never take anything for granted. I think that's something that many of us as refugees and as immigrants share here in the United States. We feel blessed to have life, liberty, and the ability to pursue happiness. Tonight, we are joined by so many new immigrants and refugees, corporate leaders and volunteers, foundation donors and individual UpGlow ambassadors who care, policymakers and civil society workers, and the UpGlow board and the Leadership Council and staff. Immigrants are one of the major reasons why we're gathered tonight, from vaccine research and production to keeping our grocery stores open. Across every essential field, immigrants were wildly overrepresented, shouldering the responsibility for keeping our world moving. We can pause for them, for us, to take a breath. Thank you. This has been a most challenging year. In addition to the pandemic, we have seen the evils of racism rise, something I myself have experienced as an Asian American woman, and something many of us here have an all too personal experience with. And especially in these last few weeks, the importance of opening the world's hearts, minds, and homes to welcome everyone is critical to creating a better, more inclusive future. Upwardly Global is endeavoring to lead this charge, creating career services and opportunities to help thousands of Afghans coming in. For everyone who's gathered here tonight, this is an opportunity to share our stories, our experiences, our resources, and expertise. This is the moment to forge a new future for the immigrants and refugees who transform our society, our economy, and who meet the moment for a more inclusive world filled with transformative opportunities for everyone. Tonight, you are here to celebrate Upwardly Global's work, from job coaching to skill building programs, networking, and much, much more that help to transform opportunity. Now, let's hear more about the work.
The past year has been challenging for all of us, yet we've seen immigrants on the front lines in healthcare, technology, business logistics, helping us weather the storm of this pandemic. And today, Upwardly Global is part of a massive effort to help Afghan allies and refugees integrate. If anything we've seen this year is the perseverance and the resilience of our communities. 20 years ago, Upwardly Global was founded to address a persistent challenge. How do we help newcomers, immigrant and refugee professionals access opportunity and unleash their potential so that they do not have to start from the bottom and they do not have to start from scratch? As a daughter of an immigrant mother who has a master's degree in English literature, yet worked 3 survival jobs to put food on the table, this issue is personal to me, and I've seen what a missed opportunity it is. Since our founding, Upwardly Global continues to advance workforce inclusion. But our work isn't over. The pandemic has allowed us to reimagine how do we accelerate the contributions of internationally trained medical professionals into the healthcare system? And how do we integrate the skilled Afghan allies and refugees coming to our shores into our companies? Let's imagine a country that integrates immigrant professionals into our workforce so that they don't have to wait for that next generation to achieve it. A country that allows newcomers to immediately find high-quality employment that would allow their families and their communities to thrive here in the US. Tonight, I want you all to help us envision how we transform opportunity. We have an exciting evening planned for you, highlighting the best and the brightest who made an impact on our community and pushed us closer to this transformation. So let's get it started and kick off our 2021 UpGlow Gala.
I'm Isabel Darling, Program Director for the Western Region at Upwardly Global, and I want to transform opportunities.
Hi, my name is Minh Tu Pham, and I'm with the Vietnamese American community. I'm delighted to join you in welcoming Afghan refugees and other newcomers and to transform opportunity.
I'm Sadiq, a healthcare professional and immigrant from Afghanistan now living in California. On a Pass It Forward, let's transform opportunity together.
Hi, my name is Bob Yurachana. I'm a new Upglow board member, and I'm excited about transforming opportunities.
I am Jackie, and I want to transform opportunities.
Hi, I'm Dick Durbin. I know this isn't exactly how you expected to be staging your gala this year, but it is a time to celebrate, even if it's virtual celebration. We can reflect on all we've endured in the past year and know that better days are still to come. This pandemic has been especially hard on immigrant communities. As the virus spreads, so has racism and xenophobia. This rise in harassment and discrimination is absolutely unacceptable. And that's why, now more than ever, we must ensure that immigrants coming to this country have career pathways they deserve. That's what you've done for 20 years at Upwardly Global. The people who graduate from your program are among the thousands serving on the front lines against the pandemic. As chair of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, I'll continue to fight for immigrants and help create a just and fair immigration system that we can all be proud of.
Hello everybody, good evening. I am Ajay Banga, Executive Chair of MasterCard, and it is my great privilege to be here tonight to honor my friend Harith Talwar. So when the team at Upwardly Global reached out and told me that they wanted to recognize Harith for outstanding contributions to immigrant inclusion, I was not surprised because in the 25 years that I have known him, Harith has always been driven to find ways to offer people from all parts of the world, all walks of life, access and opportunity. Because for him, inclusion is not a hobby, it's not a patronage. It has always been a part of who he is, how he lives his life, how he operates. He's the first person I met when I joined Citi after many years at Nestle. This is many years ago. And he immediately sat down with me and offered up a read of the banking world. He was then, as he remains to this day, patient, globally minded, infinitely wise and welcoming and open and desiring to share his knowledge. I still have and reference some of the notes I took in those first talks. But what it comes down to actually is this. Here's a man who's called India, Poland, the UK and the US home at various points in his life. And yet Harith knows exactly what it feels like, therefore, to be a stranger in a strange land. His utter empathy with all the excitement and challenges that come with being an immigrant have guided so much of what he's done and what he's accomplished and who he is as a person. Harith has turned his own successes and his positions into stepping stones for others, not only creating ways to bring the power of Goldman Sachs to consumers, that's the day job, but he's always looking for ways to make technology and finance work in favor of inclusion. So I, like so many other people, I'm not sure where I'd be right now if it weren't for Harith 25 years ago. He's a great man who's done great work. He's supported by an extraordinary wife, Reena, and a wonderful, wonderful family. Harith, on behalf of myself and my family and all of us here at the Upwardly Global Gala tonight, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for shining a light. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ajay, for that kind and generous introduction. There are few people who role model a successful career in life for everyone, and especially the immigrant community, as well as you do. As an immigrant, as a friend, I could not be more flattered to be honored, introduced by you. Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful to Upwardly Global for honoring me this evening. I would like to, at the onset, congratulate the other honorees. It is indeed special to be in a group with you and the prior honorees of Upwardly Global. Gina, you and your team do tremendous work every day and make us truly proud. Thank you so much for honoring me. Our country, America, is truly exceptional. A nation and society built on ideas, values, dreams, and aspirations. The oldest constitution in the world, seeking to form a more perfect union, promising liberty, justice, and prosperity to all. And immigrants have been at the core of our union from the start. Successive waves of immigrants have brought energy, vigor, vitality, and ideas to all walks of our society. And importantly, in America, immigrants have assimilated over generations and made us an enviable melting pot. Immigration is both a moral and economic issue, with overwhelming synergistic benefits to both immigrants and society. Yes, occasionally, immigration does create some challenges, especially in the short term. That, however, should strengthen our resolve to ensure we address these challenges thoughtfully, with sensitivity, empathy, candor, and open constructive debate. Because in the long arc of history and time, we do know that bringing ourselves together, bringing people together, is better than not. Empowering immigrants and refugees, providing them with assistance to assimilate, helping them when they need us the most, is not merely a moral imperative, but it helps define and shape who we are, our character as people and society. It makes us undoubtedly stronger and better. It is in this context that the work that Upwardly Global does is profound, essential, and frankly, inspirational. They recognize the rich perspective immigrants bring and help them realize their dreams of restarting jobs where they contribute and thrive. We will hear more about some of these stories during this evening. Truly uplifting stories. Personally, having worked several decades in US and Europe as a brown man, I have learned that diversity is necessary but not sufficient. I used to think that the gold standard is to make decisions without being biased by gender, race, religion, nationality, etc. Today, I know that while that's good, it's not enough. One has to learn to be more courageous and recognize differences openly and embrace them. We must learn from our differences, celebrate our differences, enrich ourselves, evolve as people and as a society. Inclusion is important. That's when we achieve our fullest potential and make progress towards the goals established in our Constitution of making it a more perfect union. I could not be more grateful to be recognized by Upwardly Global, and I'm humbled, proud, and inspired by the work you do. And talking about that, I would like you all now to hear the story from my colleague at Goldman Sachs and her journey. I am sure you will be as inspired as I am.
One of the hardest part about looking for a job is that it's not just a job. It's really attached to who you are as a person. My name is Gracie Espinosa. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I was an attorney. I also had experience in Latin American countries. When I moved here to the United States, a lot of people like me, immigrants, we come with a dream. There's something about coming to a new country and you don't want your family to worry about you. All the sacrifice that they did, and I'm here in this country full of opportunity, yet I cannot get one. In the interview, I was asked if my accent was something that I could turn off. When she told me that, I was completely destroyed. So it was very hard for me to get with that reality that probably I was gonna have to start from zero. I remember the day that I found out about Opoli Global. I went to the library and luckily I came across the lady. I told her that I was an immigrant and that I was looking for a job, and she mentioned to me Opoli Global. It's a non-profit organization that helps immigrants to get back into their field. And I remember her exact words. She told me, it's like they take your hand and they walk with you during your journey. The first thing that they helped me with is to feel more confident. The day that I sat down with my advisor, the first day, I was feeling so tiny, so small. There was no way I could do it. And when they sit down with you and they read your resume and you tell them your journey, that's the first moment where the connection is made and you feel that you're a supporter. And I think that's the most important thing. You feel that you're not by yourself. They are giving you their advice that they have acquired during 20, 30, 40 years, and they're giving it to you. I feel that's amazing. What Opoli Global does, and this is why I find Opoli Global so beautiful, is they leave fingerprints like in time, because they affect the past, the people who came before me, they affected me, and they're gonna affect my future. So recently I landed a full-time job at Goldman Sachs in compliance, and I'm extremely excited. It was a dream come true. The moment that I obtained the job, I remember I tried to send emails to every volunteer that I met through Opoli Global because they were part of this victory. It felt so good because it's like you're telling your parents that you obtained something, because here Opoli Global was like my home. Everything that you guys do for us, it paid off. I can finally say that I got it.
Thank you, Gracie. When you landed that job at Goldman Sachs, everyone at Upwardly Global celebrated. We are so inspired by your journey. And Harith, we are so pleased to present you with our Upwardly Global Award. We need champions like you, people who have a real vision of opportunity for immigrants and refugees across the United States and also across the world. And we need to see these individuals as value add to our communities and not as a net negative. We, all of us in this room, need to figure out how to incorporate the incredible experience and talents of the logisticians and the tech workers who come to this country, the engineers and architects, those individuals who have supported our troops when we were abroad and risked their lives and the lives of their families, like our Afghan refugee community. And thank you to Ajay for making this night special, using your power to lift all of us up. And now I am thrilled to pass the mic on to my dear friend and longtime Upwardly Global supporter, Tony Gonsalves.
Thank you, Gina. You know, this year is unlike any other. We have an understanding of just how bad things can get. There's an abyss, and it's quite deep. But we can see what a better world would look like, and it's beautiful. It's all about knowing that we can figure out a path to that better world through new ways of healing, new ways of inclusion, and even new ways of entertainment. We have a chance to figure out once and for all how our economy can generally embrace the experience and talent of all our diverse people. Upwardly Global, an organization founded 20 years ago to recognize the dignity and the possibility of each newcomer who steps onto our soil, was vindicated this year. And it has much more work to do. That's why I hope you'll join me in supporting Upwardly Global tonight. Please give as generously as you can, because as a community, we can come together and really make things happen. So today, we recommit. We recommit to this organization, we recommit to this community, and we recommit to this incredible mission. And I think you'll agree that nothing is more important than those who have labored this past year and a half to fight COVID. We are incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. And that's why I'm excited to introduce the second honoree award, And for that, I will hand it over to Russ Carson, a philanthropist, a businessman, and board member of New York Presbyterian Hospital.
Thank you, Tony. Good evening. My name is Russ Carson. I'm the chairman of the Carson Family Charitable Trust. My family and I have been longtime supporters of Upwardly Global, and I'm delighted to be with you this evening. I have a very pleasant task of introducing my friend Sean Smith. Sean is the Senior Vice President and Chief People Officer of New York Presbyterian Hospital. In that responsibility, it basically means that he's the Chief Human Resources Executive for the hospital. To put that in context for you, the hospital actually has 10 hospitals, about 48,000 employees and doctors that work for it. So Sean has a very significant position. He's a wonderful person, and you'll hear from him in just a minute. I want to give you a little bit of background. Back in October of last year, I got a call from Rebecca Newworth at Upwardly Global, who said that they had 12,000 immigrants in New York City who had healthcare experience, but didn't have the credentials to be able to practice their trade in New York City. Wondered if I could do anything to help connect them with New York Presbyterian. I immediately contacted Sean Smith, obviously in his role as the Chief People Officer, and asked if Sean might be able to be helpful. I certainly anticipated that he would be helpful. I didn't anticipate at all how quickly Sean would jump on this and how helpful he would be. I should also say that Sean, among his many other accomplishments, is an immigrant who came to the United States just like the people that we're celebrating this evening. Sean got together with his colleagues and with Upwardly Global. He created a program where New York Presbyterian agreed to take 100 of Upwardly Global's clients and train them to participate in the hospital's vaccine program. So they did everything from, I believe, administering vaccine to helping with all the logistics of getting people in the neighborhood to come in and get their shots. New York Presbyterian had a massive outreach effort into their communities of interest, and I think the Upwardly Global folks have been very happy with that. So we're off to a great start with New York Presbyterian. I'll let Sean tell you about his background and about his experience so far with Upwardly Global. Sean?
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon, or I should say this evening. But first, let me just thank Russ, my friend and amazing colleague and extraordinary benefactor and trustee to New York Presbyterian. I want to say thank you for introducing me to such a wonderful program and group with Upwardly Global. This community, I believe, will make a big difference. I'm so pleased to be a part of it and to partner with you to really bring opportunities to immigrants and refugees is a lifelong dream. We need their innovation, their talent, their power, their joy, and more importantly, just their caring, their focus on the patients, of which that's something that New York Presbyterian strongly believes in. Patients are always first. Without a doubt, COVID brought to light inequities in our country, and they're reflected in our healthcare reach as well. New York Presbyterian as an anchor institution is dedicated to really supporting communities throughout New York and beyond. And one of the ways that we do that is really through partnerships with programs like Upwardly Global. When we think about all of the social determinants that get in the way of providing great healthcare, and when we think about all the community challenges that prevent people from living their best lives, who could actually contribute to our mission, it would be a shame not to actually follow through with that wonderful opportunity that Russ actually gave us when he reached out to us about Upwardly Global. I'll just share with everybody that I am myself an immigrant. And so this program really means a lot to me personally. As part of my story, my family came here when I was very young. My mother, who's an educator, a very accomplished educator, and my father, who had an extraordinary role as part of government. And yet when we arrived here, there was no way for them to care for the family without rethinking how they're going to make an income. So we struggled, undoubtedly for many years, until they too had an opportunity like the ones that we're actually providing to members of Upwardly Global, and that this community that we're so really need to focus on are communities that can really help with the struggle that we're all going through in caring for patients through this horrible pandemic. I talked a bit about our anchor role in communities, and I do want to share with you that health justice and equity is just one of the key and most important ways that we're going to do this. And in my conversations, as I got to know Upwardly Global, I was struck by the fact that there's so many people with healthcare competencies, certainly individuals who could work within a hospital context that we couldn't have put to work without the support of Upwardly Global. So making a decision about adding 100 interns was easy. That's the first step. We have a long road ahead of all of us to be able to ensure that we are starting to remove stigma, starting to remove the barriers, including education barriers, that prevent us from having talented people get to work in the United States. I do have to say that my passion for this goes well beyond what we need to do as an organization. This passion is truly sincere around the simplicity of identifying people who are talented, who are just as talented as anyone who's actually born in the United States, to really ensure that those people are doing something that we believe enhances the support for patient care. With that, I'm very proud of this program. I'm proud of this team that's actually working with us from Upwardly Global. I'm proud of my team who's really making this happen. And I really do appreciate the support that my CEO, Dr. Stephen Corwin, has continuously provided in a commitment in terms of providing jobs to communities. I'm honored to be able to have the opportunity to play a little part here in the success of Upwardly Global and our ability to ensure that we're putting people to work. I'd like to really honor someone who's actually an intern with us right now. Jackie, I'll turn it over to you so that you could share your inspiring journey as well and what your experience has been like as an intern, hopefully future employee at New York Presbyterian.
Me, my wife, and my daughter, we don't have any family living in the U.S. It's like we are on our own, and Upwardly Global is like a family. My name is Jackie Pition. I'm a Asian physician. I have been trained in infectious diseases and global health research, delivering healthcare services to my community. We had some social activism activities, and we were forced to flee to the United States. It's like a dream. You know, you wake up in a dream and you don't know where you are, you feel really lost. Here, I have nothing. I just have to start over, and I don't even know how to start over. I was not really prepared to what was waiting for me here in the US. I didn't have a built-up resume, and somebody suggested there is an organization, Upwardly Global. They can help you build up your resume. This is for the first time I had a group of people really caring for me, helping me to achieve a goal. My coach, she used to stay awake with me like 11 p.m. doing applications. What is difficult for us as immigrants to do alone, but with Upwardly Global, we feel empowered. They try to find partners to be able to put them in position to be successful. I'm working in this program, which is a cooperation of Upwardly Global and New York Presbyterian. I'm trying to help people coming for vaccination for the COVID-19. This is for me a huge opportunity to be able to help the community in which I am living, and also to be part of this big organization. NYP, this is the #1 in New York. Here in the US, it's not easy. There is really a tiny group of physicians coming from abroad who become a doctor here. And we don't want to have people coming here with degrees and not able to have an impact. Upwardly Global is like that engine who can help you push to get where you want to. My dream life is to be a physician accredited to work here in the United States and to have my family settled down to live the American dream. Our life is short. Whatever you can give to others, this is like a flowers. It's gonna have some perfume that will stay on the hand that gives it.
Jackie, thank you so much for sharing your story and serving our country and communities. You have not chosen the easy path, and we are so grateful for it and so committed to helping you forge a new path here. Russ, you have made magic happen by bringing the right people together in conviction and action. Thank you for that. You are also such an incredible supporter of Upwardly Global over the years, and we are so grateful for your amazing gift to our Haven Fund, which is helping us with the capacity to serve Afghan arrivals at this critical moment. And congratulations, Sean. We are so thrilled to honor you and the incredible New York Presbyterian Hospital, which is doing heroic work to fight this pandemic. Sean, you have put vision into action. You are a champion of transformation. New York Presbyterian are heroes for what you do every day for our city and our communities. And you have sought solutions for health equity, a pressing challenge, offering opportunities to hundreds of immigrants and refugees to be serving on the front lines. Their lives will be forever changed and transformed. Thank you. I am so pleased now to introduce Rosalind Chen, our Vice Chair of Upwardly Global.
Thank you, Gina. When I think of transformational opportunities in my own life, I think of my grandmother. My grandmother immigrated to America when she was 60, after she retired as the head nurse of a major hospital in Taiwan. When she arrived in San Francisco, the only job she could find is as a seamstress at a sweatshop. It breaks my heart to know that instead of spending her golden years surrounded by family in the comforts of her own home, she toiled away in a sweatshop. All of this sacrifice so her children, her grandchildren like me, and for all the generations to come, will have the opportunity to chase our own version of the American dream. I sometimes imagine what my grandmother's golden years would have looked like if Upglow was around in 1975. And that is why I am passionate about this work, because Upglow gives immigrants like my grandmother a sense of hope. It betters their future, and it literally transforms their lives. This is why I'm so excited to introduce to you our final honoree for the night. She is also an alumni of the Upwardly Global program. Aloisa Marouche arrived in the US in 2012 from Brazil. She joined Upwardly Global's program in 2014, and in the same year, she was placed with Accenture, one of our long-term corporate partners, as well as our avid supporter. 7 years later, Aloisa has an impressive career with Accenture. She's led teams, she's worked with global clients, she has thrived in her professional life. Amidst her flourishing career, she has always prioritized what little free time she has to helping other immigrants like herself. Aloisa is beloved across the Upwardly Global family for her dedication to the work for the past 7 years. From day one of her placement, she has volunteered with our job seekers, as well as encouraged her colleagues to explore the Upwardly Global talent pool. She has done so much to give back. She leads the Upglow Accenture relationship in San Francisco, hosting quarterly events for up to 100 job seekers. Even more crucial, Aloisa serves as a familiar face of inspiration for our job seekers as they can see their own journey in hers. Giving back, paying it forward, inspiring others. That's how we will transform opportunity. Congratulations, Aloisa, for your accomplishments and for your dedication to supporting the immigrant community.
Thank you, Rosalind. I feel deeply honored. When I arrived in the US in 2012, I started very strong. I had the resume, 2 bachelors, a lot of experience on well-known companies, and a lot like, what could go wrong, right? That sounds perfect. Well, I go to the job market and I don't get a lot of positive responses. In fact, I couldn't really pass the HR interview on most of them. There was also the cultural part where I was not totally aware of all the cultural difference that we had, and I didn't have a lot of contacts here. So I really didn't know how to go back to the workforce at that point. Then I took a temp work. And at that temp work, there was a colleague who was also an immigrant who was going through similar challenges than mine. And he told, why you just don't contact Upwardly Global? They helped one of my colleagues to land a position here in the Bay Area. Well, that's what I did, and they assigned me a job coach. The job coach helped me first with things like the resume, tailoring all the words that I should be using, the ones I shouldn't, and simple things like don't put your date of birth there, it's not acceptable here, and I had no idea about that. But I think the main thing they did is helping me rebuild my confidence, that I really could go back and could go to the workforce and show my assets there. They did endless mock interviews with me, participate in events, and helped me to go back, really. And all of that really paid forward in 2014. It was very rewarding when I finally landed my job here at Accenture. At that point, I was thrilled. I felt so fortunate to be in a position to give back and lucky to have a company that would see my language and training as assets. I have encountered enormous support from my leadership and a lot of passionate colleagues like Leilani, who one day stopped me at the corridor and really puzzled told me, girl, you need to be our next relationship manager for our flow. And that's how the main part of my engagement started there. And I'm so blessed to be in a position now where the company sees me and look for me to help building diversity there. And in turn, I can open the opportunities for so many others. And this is just because I have been there. I have been a newcomer at a point. Well, I'm thrilled to announce that in spring, Accenture hired its 5th person from Upwardly Global. Like major fireworks for us. And then it's 51 and 52 and 53, and they keep on going. And I'm so dedicated to keep moving that. It's a labor of love. I don't really see this as a giving back. It's so meaningful when you get into a room of 100 job seekers who can totally relate to you, and you can show them there is a path forward. There is a way to go back to the workforce. Tonight, I want to thank you for this award, and I hope we can inspire others to give their time, their donations. Really, transforming opportunity needs everyone involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your extraordinary story, Aloisa. What an incredible evening this has been. Thank you all for staying with us. My name is Pranav Ramanathan. I am the board chair for Upwardly Global. And today I've come together with my dear friend and fellow board member and twin, Bob Garshana, to do a virtual paddle race.
Thanks, Pranav. My name's Bob Garachana. I am so excited and proud to continue my support of Upwardly Global and really happy to have recently joined Pranav on the board. So we're here at the point of the evening where there's the virtual paddle race. And Pranav and I are an old act at this. We did this back in 2017 in Chicago with another fellow board member, Winita Lau. And it was quite successful, I have to say.
You know, we had so much fun doing it that we had these grand plans to take the show on the road and do a comedy tour and raise money for charities, and here we are 2 years later having an awkward virtual conversation. Kind of like Anderson Cooper and Kathy Griffin on CNN for New Year's Eve, except no booze and no seven-figure paycheck.
I don't know about you, but I'm not taking that Kathy Griffin rap, so I'm going to be the Anderson Cooper. You can be the Kathy Griffin. Plus, your hair seems closer on point to hers as well. So moving along, tonight we have the wonderful opportunity to reconnect and reinforce our commitment with Upwardly Global. And this is another opportunity to give. We appreciate everything that you've done for the Upwardly Global community, and this is just another opportunity to contribute. And Pranav, tell us, this is very LA. At the 10,000 level, what can you get for our job seekers?
In LA, for $10,000, you get to breathe the air.
But at Upglow, what do you get?
But at Upglow, with a $10,000 gift, you provide 200 sessions of one-on-one coaching for job seekers. That is a cash amount that will help 200 Upwardly Global job seekers, which is very, very significant.
So think about that. That's a huge contribution to making a difference in people's lives. So if you're so compelled, or if I know Pranav said there was no booze, but he's, you know, he doesn't really know. Like if you feel like you need a glass of wine to get to that $10,000 level, you know, like you would have when you were at a gala in person, feel free to have a cocktail and do what it takes to get to the $10,000 level, or even a higher level if that's the case.
Bob, it's 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday morning.
Okay, Pranav, you weren't this is pre-recorded. They're supposed to think that this is live. Way to keep a secret, buddy. Anyways, so if you don't find yourself at the 10,000 level, the 5,000 level, the $2,500 level, every level makes a difference, and we appreciate your support, whether it's 4 hours of networking, whether it's 200 hours of coaching. Everything that you do contributes to the cause and contributes to our ability to support job seekers and make a difference. And we really compel you or hope that you feel compelled to contribute tonight. And with that, I think it's probably time for us to call it a night.
The audience got off quite easily, other than having to listen to us. They didn't get picked on, or we couldn't go table to table and make them all feel guilty about themselves. It's pretty much whatever they want to do at this point. But we really hope you will give whatever you can, because every little bit helps. And as we overstay our welcome, I want to transition us to a performer that all of us have been waiting for. One of my favorite comedians, an immigrant from Egypt, ejected for laughing too much, Bassem Youssef, who specializes in political satire and was known as a Jon Stewart of Egypt. We basically served as his warm-up act, and this will probably be the first and last time we ever do that. I think we've been ejected from society at this point. Well,
yeah,
so,
probably.
You know what? I'm going to go walk out and meet you so we can open up that bottle of wine. We have about 30 minutes.
Awesome.
I'm good. See you later.
See ya.
Hello everybody, my name is Bassem Youssef and I'm so proud to be part of this amazing event. Upwardly Global has been helping and supporting immigrants in this country for more than 20 years. That's amazing because, you know, we as immigrants, we share so many things together. We have the same dreams, aspirations, and constant fear of getting deported. Now, as immigrants, we are used to people spreading rumors and even conspiracy theories about us. The latest conspiracy theory that they had this year was that we as immigrants were coming to this country to replace white people. That is ridiculous. We can't replace white people. You know how much work is that? Also, we're not gluten sensitive enough. I myself, I'm not trying to replace anybody. I'm just living in California trying to blend in. I'm trying to be as American as possible. I'm vegan. I drive a Prius. I wake up every morning trying to find something new to offend me. Still, I'm not gluten sensitive enough, so I wonder if I can ever be a true American. So yes, in case you missed it, I am Arab and vegan, which makes me scary and annoying. Now, we just went out from a horrible year. 2020, the past year, was terrible. But I'm telling you, as an Arab and Muslim immigrant, this was the best year for us. It was amazing because there was a pandemic and we were not in the news anymore. It's like we're off the hook. It's like people forgot about us. It's like Chinese people came in and took our jobs. It's amazing. And you know, I was watching everybody. They were afraid of other things. You know, they were afraid of the virus, the vaccine, 5G radiation, or Bill Gates wanting to put a chip up our asses. And I'm watching all of this and I'm asking myself, like, guys, don't you miss it? When we were the enemy? I mean, it was much more straightforward. It was predictable. It's not like we screwed your life for a whole year and then when you thought it's over, we hit you with a Delta variant. We were just like very, very consistent. I mean, even at the height of our game, when we were blowing stuff right and left, even then, guys, even then, did we ever close down your local gym? Did we shut the bar next door? Did we mess with your sex life? No. We just did what we did and shouted stuff in a language you did not understand and life just went on. I mean, when we were the enemy, the worst inconvenience you had to go through is that you had to take your shoes off in an airport. Now you're dying to be in an airport. Yeah, it is good to be off the hook. It is good to be not on your radar of suspicion anymore. But I have to say, although that I feel much safer not being profiled or signaled out, I feel forgotten, neglected, overlooked, unimportant. I mean, if I am not terrorizing white people, what is my purpose in life? But you know, things are now getting back to normal. The world is opening up and the world is crazier than ever. It seems that people are going too crazy. I mean, the feds arrested so many white nationalists with plots to attack government buildings, kidnapping officials. Many were even caught with explosives, targeting some buildings in the United States. Can you imagine? Explosives. That's our signature move. And then I realized, oh my God, white people are replacing us. And that all culminated in the famous attack on the Capitol. Now, I don't want to go into the politics of it, but you know what was so annoying watching this? This was an American problem. These were American people. This was an American crisis. And yet, in every single news channel, when you watched upon this, they would say, oh, well, this looks like a scene from the Middle East. Why are we dragged into this? We are in the news even if we have nothing to do with the news. It's ridiculous. And you know what really pissed me off? When they said, this looks like a coup attempt in the Middle East. Really? Really? Now, let me tell you something. In the Middle East, when we have a coup, it works. So, now, joking aside, I don't like it when we as immigrants, we get defensive when racist people attack us. You know, every time we get attacked, we say, oh, but we're Americans too. We're good for the economy. We're good for the community. Look at what we're contributing to this country. You don't need to be defensive. We do not need to prove to people here that we are good enough to earn our status as Americans. And I think we should just own it. You know, the next time somebody comes to you and tell you, you know what, you took jobs from us. And you said, yes, I took the jobs from you. And it pays very well. Thank you very much. It could have been you, but it's not. I'm sorry. And it was like, just like it, watch their head explode. It would be amazing. And then they would come to you, it's like, you know what? You should go back to your country. It's like, yeah, but I do. Every summer, on vacation with my family, first class tickets. It's paid for by the same job that I took from you. And then when they come to you and say, do you even pay taxes? Like, yes, I do, but very little because I have an incredible immigrant accountant that I pay him using the money I took from the job that I took from you. And then watch them cry away. Just own it, guys. Now, anyways, Despite many things, this is still an amazing country to live in. It's been good to me, and I appreciate being here. I can make fun of the president, the authority, without fear to lose my freedom or my life. It's a country that offers many people a great chance to start over again. It's kind of the country of second chances. And there will always be people that will try to stop immigrants from coming here. People that will never understand the greatness of this country has been achieved by immigrants in the past, in the present, and in the future. The amazing effort that is done by Upwardly Global is crucial. It can teach people how valuable immigrants are to this country. We are not just brilliant doctors, computer wizards, or intelligent engineers. We can teach people here a lot about our culture, our values, and how to finally achieve a successful coup. Now, since we're here, why don't we put our money where our jokes are? Please donate to keep the work of this amazing organization alive. Let's support this amazing effort by Upwardly Global, the same way that we support our expensive daily habits of getting gourmet coffee. I mean, coffee is still good, but this is also a great cause. So, ching-ching. Now, at the end, let's remind ourselves that immigrants are never the enemy. The enemy is someone who makes you believe they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bassem. Tonight has been filled with laughter, the best medicine, and poignant moments to reflect upon. Thank you to everyone for sharing your stories. As it's been made clear this evening, the stories of immigrants and refugees are connected and can provide the inspiration for action, from volunteering to mentoring, hiring immigrants and refugees, and more. When a diversity of thoughts, perspectives, and experiences come together, the opportunities for progress and innovation are endless. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We will close out the night with some fantastic music by DJ Allison Toy. Have a wonderful night, everyone.